Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Edge of Legend, Season 2, Episode 47, I believe.
It is 47. That's correct.
Ha ha. I remember things. Welcome to these amazing heroes, and we are going to get right into it. We're going to do introductions, bit of a recap, and of course, the rest of the show. So let's start off with Kylie. Kylie, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, I'm Kylie, or I go by Kai. It really doesn't matter at this point. I play Shonibus, the Elven Ranger. My Facebook just went off. And we both go by she, her.
Excellent. Well, next up, we have Sidney. Please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello. My name is Sidney Rubino. You can find me all over the internet at Sidney Rubino. That's Instagram, What the hell? I'm doing the end. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
It's a day, everybody.
The most Monday of Wednesdays.
It really is, though. My name is Sidney. My pronouns are she, her. I'm playing Alona, the half-elf cloistered cleric, and her pronouns are also she, her.
Excellent. Next up, we have Wes. Please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hi, guys. I'm Wes. I'm playing a magical smurf named Dragon Targier, who's a Dustwalker Magus. And we're both he, him.
Awesome. My brain has a dumb joke, and I'm going to say it. So you're a Smurf. Does that mean you're Papa Smurf or Daddy Smurf?
Oh, Dragon's daddy.
Oh!
I regret nothing, but I apologize for everything. That being said, my name is PJ. I am the GM of Edge of Legend and Nat20 Productions Official here on Twitch. My pronouns are he, him, and today I'll be playing everything and everyone in between. Randy is going to be out. She's a little under the weather, so we hope it gets better soon. And Sam just got back from London and still kind of adjusting to a huge time zone. So we're hopefully going to get to see their awesome faces next week. But with that being said, thank you all for joining. And if you haven't seen Sydney's amazing recap on our youtube.com/nat20prods, you can go ahead and do that after. But here's what you missed last week on Edge of Legend. It was a lot of emotions after they reunited Tobias with the dad he literally never knew, who should have been dead for 30-ish years. They went to the Dragon Maw Tavern. That is basically a massive tavern built inside of a quasi-alive, dead magical dragon whose magic allows them to mass fabricate food and drinks of any kinds of high quality. They had a very lovely dinner. Psych, it was awkward as hell, and it was a great time had by some. And from there, they decided that they were going to do something to help Tobias and Tobit finally start to close that gap a little bit of where they're at in their life. So they decide, after some trial and error, to go play a game of Dragon Ball. You see, in Dragon's Grave, they have a big competition where people ride on the dragon backs, and there's a medicine ball and two nets north and south, and a lot of aerial combat and maneuvering and point scoring. And at the buzzer, Tobias is able to finally be convinced to trusting his dad, Tobit. It gives him that chance. They win the game, and there is a brief hugging moment, which is then made a little dire when Dragon's enlarge spell on the little dragon named Rookie ran up, and then they started plummeting to the safety net. So we're going to start off right there as Dragon is falling. Now, you said last week they would have potentially wanted to cast a spell as you were falling dozens of feet to the safety net.
So, Dragon, first off, I don't even know if he would think to cast a spell. He just doesn't want to hurt Rookie, and he's going to dive off of Rookie. Even if there wasn't a safety net, this is pretty much what Dragon would do, because he doesn't want to hurt the baby dragon. So, he's just literally going to dive off of his mount after the enlarged spell fails.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Oh, that's an 18 on the die. And so that's a 34.
34. Oh, gosh, really nice. Yeah, you're able to roll off just in time. You two hit the safety net, and there's like a nice bounce to it. You know, like jumping into like a trampoline or a waterbed. Rookie is shook up a little bit, a little unsettled. Obviously a little hurt, but not injured, if that makes sense.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So, Dragon's. Are you alright, buddy? In Draconic, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
You won your first game ever!
Yeah, I did. We won. I showed up. We beat him.
We did. He's gonna, like, kind of roll over on the net to give him his claw a little high five. Good job.
like a turtle on his back, his awkward, draconic, like, you know, like lizards have like the chicken legs, they're backwards and stuff. He's just kind of, can't quite help you. The safety net stopped him from like going smush at the end, but unfortunately he can't quite get his bearings on the safety net.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh. Dragon Ball's fun. You're gonna have a great time when you grow up and are able to do this without any magic helping.
Yeah. Gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna win a lot.
Yep, and then we're gonna go on an adventure.
I'm stuck.
You're stuck.
I'm stuck. I can't. I'm stuck on the net.
Can you fly if I cut you free?
I don't know if they want you cutting the net.
That's fair. That's very fair. I don't think I have any spells other than enlarge to cast on him. Yeah, probably not a good idea to try and telekinetic projectile Rookie into the air. Alright. So, this is just gonna call out to the people below. Hey, Rookie's stuck. Can we get a little help?
So you see some of like the players and the workers just kind of look up at you both. You know, one of the female players turns and says, "Can we get someone up there? He's turtling real bad." And they get a few staff members to run up there with like special designed hooks and things to like flip him. They flip him, they get him free. He kind of gets his, you know, bearings, and then slowly, claw after claw, just moves for the exit. It's going very slowly.
Okay. You said turtling, and I thought it was like he's like hiding like this, not literally on his back, unable to flip over. But yeah, that makes more sense.
I know some dragons. Not a lot of dragons actually have turtle shells, but there's a turtle dragon specifically that does. Not the case here.
That's funny. So yeah, I'm gonna climb down from the net and go check on everybody else, see how they're doing.
All right. Everyone else's dragons, you get the choice. Of course, this can be a nature check or an acrobatics check minus, I think now I'll say this point too, to decide if you want to go back to the perch where they kind of stand, or if you want to take them down to the ground and meet together outside of the perch.
Who are you asking?
I said you all, anyone, as the group.
As the group? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alona's in this. I mean, Alona's in the stands, so I suppose, I guess,
right.
you know, I guess I'd meet everyone back at the stables and we'd regroup.
Yeah. Dragon also wants to go shake hands with the opponents as well.
Ah.
Okay. So yeah, those who want to go to the stables, it's a pretty easy flight back in. Tobias and Tobit kind of follow you in as well. If you want to meet, there is a massive, like a stone and steel room where you can meet them after the game to have like a chat or a cooldown or a fist fight, whatever happens to be the thing you need to express.
Sweet. So yeah, Dragon's gonna climb down from the net since he's no longer mounted on a dragon.
Okay.
And
So-
walk up
Yeah.
to Tobias and Tobit when they land.
All right. Now, let me make sure I know exactly where we're headed to next. 'Cause I know there's a few different locations we shout out here. We are going to be going to the stables first as a group, or do you want to go meet in the individual meeting room as a group?
Whichever is closest to the exit.
I mean, they're both inside the facility equidistance, or at least
Okay,
far enough
let's
that
meet
it's
in this. Let's meet in the stables so Dragon
Stable?
can say goodbye to Rookie.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there you are, all back in the stable. The three of you, of course, Tobias, Tobit, Rookie, wearing his trainee vest, just kind of pawing in place, really excited and happy with himself. So, Tobias seems very quiet, and Tobit as well. They just had a very emotional moment. What do you do?
He's like, "Hey, good shots, both of you."
Tobit just takes a deep breath, or Tobias takes a deep breath and just says, "Thank you. I have to give it to the old man. I think all the shots that we made, you made." Tobit just goes, "Oh, thank you. I was open the whole time, and if it wasn't for you, I mean, I could be anywhere, but if you're not open to me, never would have scored."
Didn't Tobias make one?
Tobias did make one.
Did Tobias make one? I was gonna say, I
He did
totally
make
forgot.
He threw
Okay.
it past his dad to
Yeah.
score.
Yeah,
It was being,
That's
he was
right.
it was-
being a dick.
he was being an asshole.
Retroactive. They both got 1 point.
Yeah.
But it was both of them, so clearly, I guess goal making is a talent that is
Runs in
genetic.
the family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're really good with balls.
I was gonna say they're good at scoring, but it's
Nope, they're good with balls. We're running with that one.
they're good with balls. We're running with their balls. Okay.
Running with balls.
running.
What? What?
And it all devolves.
Of course. When doesn't it? Yeah, Tobias and Tobit, you both did so good. I'm so happy and proud of you. Congratulations. And also Dragon and Shionavis, you were amazing. Wow, that was really cool. I'm so glad you guys got to do that. And Morel, you did really good too. I'm glad you didn't fall off. That was really scary there for a minute.
Well, thank you very much, Alona. I was very lucky to be playing with my friends. Had a really good time. So yeah.
Yeah. And now, Tobias, would you say at this point in time, you forgive your father?
I don't know. I mean, we just had a hugging moment. It was a good moment, but I don't think we're all the way at forgiveness just yet.
Dragon just looks at Alona and mouths, "Let it simmer for a minute."
Illuminate looks back at Dragon and goes, "We don't have a minute!" She looks inside of her bag of holding and stares at the door in her pocket. Goes, "I could just speed up this process. I really could. We could. No, gotta let him do it on
I
their
was
own."
gonna say, if you're saying that out loud, Dragon would be like, "Is that really a can of worms you want to open right now?"
I just want to put out there. I saw Kylie like legit get excited.
I was so excited. I was like, do it. Why not?
Because
Do it.
who doesn't love psychonauting their friends, you know?
Oh,
We've done it with all the bad guys. Why not just slap a door in his forehead and just excavate in there?
Just get it
man?
over with.
yeah. Go ahead, do it to Dragon. That'll go well.
We're not licensed professionals, but do you need a degree to fuck with people? I don't know.
All I'm saying is, if you guys want to do it, I give you permission to mess with Dragon.
God.
I don't think I'm emotionally ready for that, guys.
I'm not either.
That'd be interesting. Like, all right, everyone. All right, so Wes, you're the GM now. You have 3 doors. Let's go from
Oh
there.
God.
3 doors down? Anyway, all right. Alona's gonna close her pocket, her bag of holding, and she's gonna just, I'm very proud of you. But we do have to get going. Dragon, would you like to say some words to Rookie?
Oh, absolutely, of course. And he like happily trots over to Rookie and be like, "Rookie, you did amazing, and I wanna run a name by you, because you won your first match.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
Now, if you're tired of the name Rookie, I have an idea for you. You're a blue dragon, so my thought was Astros.
That sounds really cool. What
like
does
it?
what does Astros mean?
Well, Astros Navy is actually a shade of blue. So, you're a blue dragon, I figured it worked. And it just sounds cool, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Astros. Hey guys, my name is Astros.
And the other like giant dragons, you hear them Dragon just go, "Hey, you got a name. All right." And he's just kind of patting in place.
My name's Astros.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And don't forget, when you're grown, I'm coming back.
Okay. But by then I'll probably be like a championship dragon, and then it'll be hard. It'll be hard
I
to
mean,
take me away.
you're already a championship dragon, right? You're undefeated.
You're right. So I could retire now and then go out on a win.
I mean, realistically, that would be up to you, but... I mean, did you have fun?
Yeah.
Then why don't you give it a few more tries? I mean, you never know. After you win a few championships, then we could go on a bunch of adventures.
Okay. I'll get adventures, championships, and they'll go on adventures.
Yeah.
What's your name? I forgot.
I'm Dragon.
Dragon.
And he kind of thinks about it. You see his little yellow, his big yellow eyes, just kind of look around the room a bit, and he goes,
Okay, I'll remember that now. Dragon.
Great. And I'll come back and visit every once in a while. How about that?
Okay. I'll see you when I see you.
I'll see you when I see you. Good luck, Astros. You've got it.
He turns around, and even though that vest probably weighs 75 to 100 pounds or more, you see him kind of jump excitedly in place, like actually get enough air, and then just starts kind of waddling away.
Dragon walks back up to the group. I think I need a pet.
Are you serious?
A little.
Dragon, you're never home.
You can't have
Yeah.
you can have an adventuring pet.
But you gotta potty train it. You have to feed it.
You don't have to potty train anything. We're in the wilderness and adventuring. I mean, who cares if it,
You're gonna bring a pet into this situation?
Maybe after we save the world and go through the death realm, then
That's
I'll revisit this in a month or two,
I think that'd be a good choice.
if we're still alive. What? It's a realistic thing.
Sure. Yeah.
I've been playing so much Pokemon, I immediately thought of the ghost dog. The one that has a candle on its head.
Look, all I'm saying is
Ghost puppy.
Cubone is the saddest of all of the Pokemon.
I don't know, man. There's some new ones that get dark. However, besides the point.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, I feel like we would leave the stables since we've said goodbye to Rookie.
I want to say good game to the other team.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Okay.
they are all they're out of their armor and they're wearing their red uniforms. And they're definitely like patching up all the wounds and like using the salves on the magic spells and, just kind of doing that after game thing.
Oh, yeah, Dragon looks messed up, by the way. He's like beaten and bruised and cut and stuff. I'm at 28 out of 108 HP right now. Like, I got smacked.
Oh, I can fix that. I can fix it.
He seems in good spirits, though. But you can definitely tell he's walking just a little bit slower. One leg is definitely like, all right, my knee is hurting. But he's walking over to the other team, still beaten up. Hey everyone, I just wanted to say that was I know that was our first match, so we didn't know all of the rules or how you're supposed to play, but I would just like to say I had a lot of fun playing against you.
How are they gonna respond to this? Give me a diplomacy check so I can figure out how they're gonna feel
I'm
about that.
bad at those. Yeah, that's a 14.
14. Okay. That's what I need to know. So as you come in, you're like, hey guys, great game. A few of them are like, yeah, you're really good out there. And this one guy is just like, you come in, you don't know the rules, you almost slaughter us. Like, what the hell were they thinking throwing you in a Dark Horse match with an actual D1 team? Like, you could have killed an entire amount of professionals out there. What the hell is wrong? And he's just going off.
And Dragon just kind of like sits there crossing his arms. It's like, look, I mean, you guys seemed really tough, and it's not like I went all out.
There's someone in the back, 2 giant ice packs and great big bandages on both their knees. There's icing both their knees. And they have a bunch of trinkets, and you can tell they're refocusing their magic, and they're like, you weren't going all out?
No, if I was going all out, I would have used this. And he pulls out his gunblade.
Everyone stops dead in their tracks, and they look at that, and they're like, that can't be regulation. What the hell is that? I want one of those. What is that?
Oh, this is a gunblade. It's a... Do you know what a rifle is?
I know what a crossbow is. What the hell's a rifle?
It's like that, but it uses like an explosive to propel like a projectile out of it really, really fast, like faster than any arrow. And it's mixed with what?
Don't trash on my arrows.
Well, it shoots faster than them. I mean,
Does it though?
should we fire at the same time and find out?
We'll test later.
Okay.
Sorry to
All right.
interrupt.
No
but-
worries. But yeah, it's cool. We got it in New Jack City.
They'll stop and look to each other. Boys, we gotta go to New Jack City.
They got some really cool stuff. They have this thing called a plane, and it flies without dragons or magic or anything. It like literally like flies through the air. So cool.
I bet their planes aren't as good as our dragons. I mean, they're whole freaking dragons. I think we probably, let's go to New Jack City. Let's show off the team a little bit. Maybe see if we can't get like a sponsorship. They'll be crapping their pants.
No, I think they would love that actually. They're cool people for sure, but they might even try and come up with some sort of mechanical contraption to like go up against you and the dragons. It might create a whole new avenue of the sport.
And they kind of stop and they go, oh yeah, we're going. Once your knees are better, we're going to go to New Jack City, wherever that is. We're going to look it up on a map. We're going to figure this out.
All right. And maybe we'll see you there. And I'll do a little bit more training before then so that we can, have a real match.
Yeah, they give you like a big hearty handshake and they say, hey, you learn the rules, you get better skills, you stop trying to kill us, and we'll gladly throw down any day with you in the dragon nest.
All right. Sounds like a plan. And then Dragon's just going to walk out, and then, like, you just see, like, blood coming out of the side of his armor, and he's still just got a smile on his face.
I'm gonna
That was
put my
great.
hand on your shoulder, and I'm gonna heal you for 42 points of health. I rolled really well. And I also didn't play around, and I used my fully heightened spell. But
Yeah, Dragon's like, oh, wow. Holy
Yeah.
crap, I was hurt. Ah.
yeah, I noticed. Hey, bud, I also just maybe wanted to suggest Maybe we shouldn't tell random strangers we meet that we have a highly secret, very top secret weapon that we were gifted by Samantha Stokes.
I mean, I didn't tell them exactly where I got it. I just said we got it in New Jack City.
Right. Also, maybe we shouldn't have magical dragons flying into the city that's constantly plagued by magical
Oh.
dragons.
But it's not arcane magic, so it won't mess anything up.
It's true.
And I don't think
true.
they'd just like fly them in. Do you?
That's what they said.
Hmm. Maybe send a letter ahead of time.
There we go. We fixed it. Okay, great. Walk out of the stables and onto the street. Alona's gonna pull out the map that Tobit gave them that shows them where the location of the ritual site is. That's a part of the tempering of the soul process. Tobit, do you think we could get here in this location under like a reasonable amount of time?
Tobit looks at the map, has a huge, stressful sigh. That was definitely one of the harder things to do. Yeah, sure. The forgiveness thing and the miracle, that's just difficult because you don't know really how to do that. But this I knew how to do. It was like a couple of months, if not a year, just to get to the Acadian mountainside, and it was like almost a couple of weeks of perilous traveling to get to the Tomb of Amal in the mountains of Acadia.
We don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, these cycles usually require an entire lifetime. That's why they happen every 30, 40, 50 years, if not more. Is that every 50 to 100 years, the thing pops back up, it gets taken care of, pops back up.
So, how do we do this when we don't have an entire lifetime?
Well, I mean, you said you have a bunch of flying bats from Asmacon, and
Hate those bats.
do you have something else? Am I remembering something else?
A
Probably
griffin?
forgetting. Right, and a griffin. So you have powerful flying mounts. You can go to the top of the mountain in the Tomb of Amal. I'm sure it'll still be like a couple days' journey, but I mean, hell, I wish I had flying mounts when I went up there.
Is there a house? Is a teleporting house there?
I don't think Iso has a teleporting house in the middle of nowhere.
All right, fine. I mean, we've just been using it a lot, okay? It's very convenient.
We owe Iso quite a lot. We need to send them a fruit basket or something. That's what you do when you thank people, right? You send them fruit baskets.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean,
Okay.
I mean, all right. I'll just put it this way: when you send somebody something as a thank you, you usually don't send them ingredients to cook their own stuff.
But no. Like the fruit basket looks nice. Like it's cut in like flowers, and like it looks like a cute thing, like a bouquet of flowers, but with melon. No, just an ore.
I mean,
Is that just an ore thing?
I think so. Yeah. Normally we
Wow.
make fruits and bake them into pies.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, in ore we have these things called edible arrangements. And they really deserve one. We've been asking a lot of them.
I mean,
yeah.
However, unfortunately, I don't think they'll be able to help us out with this one. I think this is something we have to do on our own.
Dragon like pulls out his money and starts counting it. How much do you think they'd sell one of those dragons for? I don't want to ride on another bat. It bit me.
What do you got against our bats?
It
Oh,
bit me!
Yeah. Well, you haven't ridden my griffin yet.
I would love to ride a griffin, actually. That sounds fun.
Beatrice is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. So instead of wasting our money on a dragon,
Are you saying it would
It's
be a waste of
not
money
wasting.
to buy a
not.
dragon?
Hold on.
Excuse
Let
me.
me back up. Let me back up. Instead of spending money currently on a dragon, when you could possibly die in this saving the world thing, why don't we wait? We'll ride my griffin. And if we survive, then we'll come back, buy your dragon,
Fine.
and
Also,
Make
do
it
we
happen.
wouldn't need prize money for winning that match?
Oh. Yeah. Didn't
TJ's
we
like,
win
"God
prize
damn
money,
it."
TJ? There was prize money on the line.
There were bets being taken,
There were.
not necessarily by us,
$1
but
million.
1 million.
somebody just
All right.
walks up and hands you a bunch of like paper money. You're like, what do I do with this? I don't.
Yeah, we live on a gold coin standard. What the hell do with paper? All right, I'll tell you what. Let's have some fun. Let's have you control the money. Everyone, give me a
no.
D100 roll.
Whoa.
Oh boy,
That's dangerous.
Hold on.
come on.
I'm using my couples dice, so it better give me big money, big money. Oh my god, Randy's in the chat!
Randy,
Hey, Randy.
we love
buddy.
you. I hope you feel better, buddy.
Love you, dude.
Miss you. I got a 56.
56.
Well, I only got
21.
21.
Yeah.
All right.
I got 103.
Oh my god, what?
Wait.
Wait,
Does it say
a D100?
103?
Oh, I was rolling percentage. Wait, no.
No, that's right. That's the exact same thing. But did you roll 1-0 on one and 3 on the other?
Yes.
So the 1-0 unfortunately is a 10.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's
I am
a
not
set.
kidding.
13!
You rolled a 13.
Our couples dice is cheap!
Yeah, the only way to roll at 100 is if you get a 90 and then a 0 on your D10.
Oh no, you can roll 100 if you get 0, 0, and 0. Generally speaking,
Oh,
that's
really?
seen as a 100.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought that was just 0.
Logically fair. But yeah, it's a weird thing that they do.
Okay.
Dice are
I like that.
tricky. Also, Reap Psyche, why do we need copper and not gold? Why do we need copper? Am I
Brass.
forgetting something? Something?
I mean, we need
I don't-
brass to make
We've always just had
bullets.
gold.
Yeah, I like to use a gold standard across the board because it makes things so much easier. Like, how much is this? It's 3 silver. Okay,
No.
how much is that in actual money?
I'm aware. I'm aware. And generally, I think he's thinking of the narrative thing we need copper for. Is it because Arbot is a copper scaled dragon? That was what we have. Oh, that was a what we have to do in the shadows joke. I'm sorry. I haven't finished the show. That is my bad. That is my bad. I thought you were talking narratively.
Everyone
Copper
got
is more
very
conductive,
confused.
though.
No, gold is.
Are you serious?
Yeah, gold is.
What do
more
we use
conductive.
copper for?
Well, copper's way less expensive.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Copper, I think it's copper or bronze. They're still conductive, but gold is more so.
Yeah, gold is considered the best conductor, and it's used in microchips and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Absolutely. Speaking of gold, so I took your tally, I rolled a d4, I multiplied your total by the d4. Everyone gets 273 gold.
Ooh.
You factor that's probably like most of these athletes' monthly salaries. They have enough to pay for a house in town, food, medical health care. I don't know. I'm assuming medical health care and fantasy world are weird. If you know enough magic, you'll never need a doctor. So I'm just assuming that they're paying out some gold every now and then to ensure their spell scrolls are maintained. And they're fine.
You said 273?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, as it stands, you are getting your 273 gold for a Dark Horse match. Jeez. So sorry. And you have the rest of your day to do whatever. As it stands, it looks like while there was a nice hug and a moment between Tobias and Tobit, the forgiveness hasn't quite happened. And the Tome of Amal, which is reachable. You have some flying mounts, and if you want to talk about buying a dragon from the Dragon Ball Stadium, you can. Choices are yours.
Perhaps Tobias can forgive his father on the way to the temple.
I mean, that's entirely possible, depending on how much time you got.
Well, here's the thing. You said, is there a ritual that we have to do where he goes, Father, I officially forgive you, handshake? Or is it more of like an internal letting go thing?
Give me a religion check or a society check, one or the other.
Oh, honey, I'm doing religion. Do we know me? Society? I don't know her. Wow, that's 19. That's an 18 on the die face. This is about to be ridiculous. That is a. I still want to just calculate that just in case I'm wrong, because math is hard in my brain. That's 39.
Damn. Kylie, were you rolling something?
I was rolling for society on that.
I also
cool.
rolled that.
All right, what was your societies?
35.
34.
5, 34. Nice.
Look at us go, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't we done well?
Yes. Smoke my pipe.
We're such high society zealots. Look at us go.
Yes.
Mine
Mine is made of gum.
Mine blows boobers.
Bubbles.
So anyway, with your total, look what happens, Randy. You're not here for 1 week, and we lose our collective shit. What?
Fall apart without you, Randy.
Randy!
I love that we just noticed that has ADHD on our tags. And that's exactly what this episode has only been so
absolutely.
Oh. Look, if anyone has known me since I was 6 years old, ADHD is just, it's the letters that form my name. What can I say?
Right, that makes sense. ADHD, PJ, PDHD.
PDHD.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
High quality content, everyone. Welcome to Edge of Legend.
Welcome to Edge of Legend. Oh my god.
Oh, loving this. Anyway, so your powers combined, you are able to figure out the process specifically with the tempering. There needs to be an actual like a ceremonial moment where the forgiveness can occur. Now, the society tells you that forgiveness is more than just a hug or whatever. There needs to be an actual opening up about something and an acknowledgement and a repentance. So basically, these two individuals have to figure out what it is they need to forgive each other for and then do so in a significant manner. And I'll say this, because of last episode, Tobias is a bit more comfortable broaching that subject, so checks relative to this specific task will get a +2.
Okay. What, Wes? What's that face? Wes?
I just had a horrible idea.
Wes!
Say it. Say it.
What if? And this is going to be Dragon pulling Alona and Chianobus aside. All right. So remember the door thing that we used on the tiny person in, like, Demon Land?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What if we used it on Tobit and brought Tobias with us so he can see what his dad went through?
Oh, God.
Might
I mean,
give a little perspective.
it is probably the most direct way of handling the conflict. It is the most direct way of handling that conflict. If we feel like it is not,
Working.
if we feel like it is not, appropriate. Here's the thing. Of course, I want this to be done, and I want it to happen for the prophecy, but it also needs to be
Real.
good for both of them. Yeah, and it needs to be real.
That was the reason. I mean, here's the thing. Tobias, I feel like, is always going to hold a little bit of resentment to his father for leaving, because as a kid you don't know that, and that stuff builds over time. Trust me, I know. And seeing literally what Tobit went through might broaden his vision a little bit, even though it'll probably be extremely painful.
Tobias is the one that needs to budge more than the other.
Yeah.
Well,
I think.
mhm.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Jonas.
I think if we explain to Tobit what this door could do beforehand, so just to give a little bit of a heads up before we just all of a sudden just
I mean, yeah, of
go in.
course we'd get everyone's consent involved. We're not just going to door somebody.
Right.
We have done that.
That's why I was making sure we weren't going to.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bad guy. It was in the middle of battle. It was a lot. It was, the first time we used it, we didn't really know what it was gonna do. But yes, we need to broach this subject very carefully, because I don't think Tobias has ever entered into somebody else's mind, and it's a lot, especially if it's gonna be his dad's.
Yeah, it's friggin' weird.
Okay. Who's gonna bring it up?
I mean, I can. If you want me to. It was my idea. And you just see, like, Dragon's shoulder sag, and he's just like, oh.
If you don't want to, that's fine. But I do feel like you definitely bring in a perspective that Alona and I cannot.
Oh, yeah, Giannamus, you definitely can't do it.
Hold on. Wait. Why do you say that?
Well, and he kind of, like, Dragon looks to Alona. Well, you and Tobias have that thing.
Oh my god, no we do not.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It would be a really bad idea
Just-
for her to bring it up, because it might,
Tensions, and, it could be a little
Mhm.
awkward, so probably best that you aren't the one to suggest something like this, because
Yeah, no, you're right. You go break the news to him.
or yeah,
Tell me how that
those are
goes.
the best. You don't want
Yeah,
to. You don't want to.
uh-huh.
You don't want to come off as like immediately trying to fix him or anything like that. It might just not go well. And he's.
You're right, Dragon. You're right. You know why you're right? Because I am tired of this conversation, and I would like you to just walk away. Go do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Sorry, I don't want to get in the middle of anything. And he's just.
I imagine you say that though, Shionibus, as he's walking away.
Yeah.
But you just want to get the last word in, and so you say it anyway.
She's like walking behind him. That's right. You walk away. You walk away.
I am.
Oh my
Oh,
god. All right. All right. So, what do you say to Tobias to convince him to go into the scary door and enter his dad's mind?
Just real quick, the collective oh, that's what he meant. From everyone was just so good. The realization that that's where I was going with it. Okay, all right. Combate. All right. So yeah, he's gonna walk up to Tobias. Hey, Tobias, I want to run an idea by you really quickly, and I wanted to bring it up to you. You're our friend. You've been with us a long time, so I wanted to bring it up to you before bringing it up with the other person involved.
What are you getting at? I don't. What are you trying to tell me?
We both are very stubborn people. Would you agree?
I think we are just steadfast to our positions.
Yeah. You may have just read off the definition of stubborn. I don't actually know. But we're both stubborn or steadfast, whatever you want to say. But I know it's going to take more than throwing a ball through a hoop for you to be able to get over this hurdle that is, dealing with your father.
I mean, yeah, it's one game of catch that doesn't undo 30 years-ish of life.
Yeah. So, Alona has this thing, and it's a magic thing, and this might be really hard for you to do, but it would literally allow you to see what your father went through up until the point of, the wave and being stuck in the rocks.
Are you talking about that door thing that I'm pretty sure I've heard about her use on people's foreheads?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
He thinks about it for a long time. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check. My God,
Oh,
with a
dear.
+2, because this is helping that first step out.
I should not have been the one to talk to him.
That's right. That's right.
Hero,
You go with it.
Hero
Look what
point.
you've done.
Hero point.
Oh no, a hero point!
Okay, that's actually way better. That's a 28
28 total.
total, with the +2.
+2. Okay. He thinks about it, and he goes, I don't know if I really want to see anything in there. I don't know. Asking me to walk into my dad's mind is asking a lot. I'm not really sure about that.
And here's the thing, is that I agree with you. It would be a lot, and it would be stressful for a lesser man. But I think you can handle it.
You see an eyebrow just raise at that, and he goes, all right, listen here, Dragon. I need you to know right now,
Mhm.
I know you're playing me. I know you're playing me like a fiddle. And you know what? It's working. Fire up the creepy door, going my dad's head.
We still
Let's ask if your father's all right with that first. And
Sure,
then- and then
whatever.
yes.
In this, while he's sleeping, while he's awake, I don't care. But I'm doing this.
All right. And Dragon turns back to everybody and just goes. Did Alana just flip Dragon off?
No, she flipped PJ off.
Not you!
You flipped Tobias off? Okay.
Why would I flip you off?
I
You're
don't
doing a really
know.
good job of playing a character who just has the most questionable personality traits.
Look, he cares a lot about his friends, but he wants excitement in his life. That's pretty much what he wants at this point. He's spending
You mean Dragon?
Oh yeah, Dragon. I'm talking about
Oh,
Dragon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Dragon. We love Dragon.
Uh,
Yeah, the golden retriever boy.
yeah.
Dragon.
So he's gonna wave everybody over.
Okay.
All right. So Tobias is in, but we have to talk to Tobit.
Oh,
Why are you all holding your nose? I don't get it.
it's
Have you not heard of this?
No.
it's a tradition in Nubia. Nose goes.
Oh, so you guys are gonna do it.
No.
No.
Cool.
It's the last who touches their nose has
Yeah.
to do it.
Yes.
Or I can say reboot, and she touches her shoe real fast, and then she touches her nose again. You still lost.
Still lost.
Sorry.
Oh, fine.
Bummer.
You know what? I'll do. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do it. It's, talk to everybody. This is what I'm good at. Not using magic or fighting or anything. Just talking to people. Got it. All right.
You're doing great.
He just kind of like looks back and like, "Don't worry, I'll set you up on a date."
She's gonna look at Lona. He's talking about you.
What? No, he's literally not.
I don't know. It sounds like it.
I think you're just deflecting because now the attention's all on you and you don't know how to handle it because you don't know how to handle your own emotions, even though they're fake
Coming
emotions.
morale.
Off the distance. I didn't say anything, but all right, let's talk. I guess.
In the back of Dragon's mind, he's now like, I wonder what would happen if I sent Tobias flowers and chocolates from Giannis.
Show up, knock, knock, knock. Did you send me these? Why?
It has to be an edible arrangement, though.
It has to be an edible arrangement.
Is that the name of the episode? Episode 47? Edible Arrangements.
All right. So yeah, Dragon's gonna walk up to Tobit.
All right. Go ahead and do the whole diplomacy check and tell me what you got to say.
I gotta roll again. Oh boy.
Yeah. And also, my correction, I got the math wrong. The last one was an absolute success. I mean, you got his ego stroked anyway, so you still succeeded, but that was my goof.
It's a 25. This
5.
time.
Fancy.
Tobit definitely looks... Is that with or without the +2?
That is with the +2.
Okay. Tobit definitely looks a little standoffish. He doesn't seem excited about that. He also
Fair.
seems very untrusting of the door.
It's valid.
Yeah. I mean, look. Obviously, magic is crazy and magical artifacts are crazy, but like Alona, she's the one in charge of it, and she's good with this sort of stuff. Like, if it were me, I would understand you being concerned. I'm just being honest with you. You've seen me blow some stuff up already, so.
So you kind of point to Alona. He looks at Alona, looks back to you, looks over at Tobias. You're just like, and he just kind of stops. All right, go ahead. Put the door on me. Where does this? How does this work? Do I gotta lay down? Do I just do it here?
We should find a more secluded place to do this.
Yeah, like an inn, probably.
Isawo's house! I'm just kidding. We can't use his house for everything. I don't want them to hate us. Yes, let's find an inn, or we could leave the city. We could do this outside of the city. And start traveling to the place that we need to go.
Also, Isuo knows everything, so if they were going to hate us, they would have hated us a long time ago.
True.
That is very valid. I love them. Okay. So, we could do it. We could find a random inn to go into, or we could leave the city and literally start heading on our way to the place and do this like when we're like on our journey. What would be the best for everyone involved? Specifically Tobit and Tobias, because your comfortability is the most important here.
Tobit, completely unaware of how this works, does mention that he's a little worried that if you do this while traveling, he may fall off a flying bat or fall out the back of a caravan.
Oh no, I just meant we would stop. We would stop. We would not do the... No, none of us can fly either. We would all die. We would all fall off our bats. What's up, Dragon?
Oh, I was just going to make a suggestion. Maybe we do it in town, and where there's like lots of people and stuff, because if you remember, we did see Arbod, and he's still coming after us, and we have the thing that he wants.
Mm-hmm. Okay, in town. In town works. Okay.
Maybe even in the crypt, because we know that's protected and safe.
No.
I don't want to go back there.
No?
What?
All right. I just look. We know it's safe.
It got broken into.
Did it?
I almost died in there.
You don't remember?
I didn't
Should have
think...
almost died.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. fine.
Can we fast track to either the inside of a library or a hotel?
Yeah, your choice. Do you want to go to the big library, kind of like the big secret dragon library temple place?
Yeah, that sounds like a safe place to do this.
Yeah. Um, I believe the librarian that you have. Oh no, was that New Jack City where you gave them smut, or was that here?
It was New Jack City where
It
I
was
gave
New
them
Jack
smut.
City where you gave them
Yeah.
smut. That's right.
No, this person though was very interesting and they were very knowledgeable and I do believe I did foster a positive relationship with them. I just can't remember their name because there's been so many librarians.
It is A-okay. The librarian of this locale, let me get those notes up, is named... Yes. So it's the Wisdom Vault Draconic Library, and the Golden Fire Tribe Orc man that runs it is named Iemo Nalina. I'm sorry, Nalina. And
That's right, because I thought he was hot. Because he was a librarian.
That
And he
that
knew a lot
that,
about books.
that tracks.
it's got a
Hot
lot of
librarian.
secret details about dragons and history and magical artifacts and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure he's got like members of the Compass Rose constantly coming here for sabbatical and taking notes. But yeah, he finds he takes you to that place where I believe it was that sealed off vault with like a lot of the history about the Grand Dragon War and the founding of Dragon's Grave, etc., etc.
Mhm.
He leaves you there. He locks you in and says, "Knock when you're done, and I'll come get you."
Okay. Well, there's not really anything we need to prepare for to get started. We just have to begin. So Tobit, are you ready?
Nervously, he nods yes.
I slap a door on his head.
All right. Thwap! And the perfect five head for that. Thwap! It goes right there, and as it does, you hear the as the door opens on his forehead and a light comes peering out. His eyes kind of roll back a little bit, and he seems in a state of semi-consciousness. So the question is, who all is going in to Tobit's mind?
I think we all go.
Do you want Morel to go with you, or do you want Morel to stay outside and guard Tobit?
That one.
That
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Bodyguard buddy. Bodyguard buddy. He does so much more, but he's a great bodyguard buddy.
So he just kind of gets his shield and kind of stands there in a defensive stance, like, I mean, the door's locked, but okay. So you all go into Tobit's mind. Light seems to run past you at blinding speeds. All reality becomes overwhelmingly bright until finally everything settles down. And as it settles, you find yourself in a very vacuous, empty space of a room with 3 doors: left, middle, right. And now normally there's a distinguishing mark to set these up, like when you went into Zaka's mind, it was wood, stone, and metal. In Tobit's mind, they're all wooden doors with no ornamentation, and the handle is a very crude and simple like a lead or pewter knob. These are, Alona, you recognize these. These are very common doors for ore. These are very common doors, especially for the temple you grew up in.
Oh my god. I mean, Ilona is going to walk to the first door, inspect the wood and the pewter and stare and kind of look back at the group and ask Tobias, how much time did you personally spend in ore? If any at all.
Tobias just kind of shrugs. I spent most of my time at the place of my hospitalier duties. around the uh, ascension site of Minerva. I never really went into Ur I went to Ur a few times for food, but I didn't stay more than a day or two.
Well, since this is your father and this is your journey to go on, all we can do is facilitate you. I can tell you that these doors look very familiar to the ones in my temple specifically. And we're here to help you. But this is a journey that you have to go on your own. And we're here for support. So she motions to the first door.
Bryce looks at the door, swallows any fear, sets his jaw. You can see his Adam's apple plunge as he chokes down that fear, shaking his fingers loose. All right. You can show me the door. It's up to me to open it. So here I go, opening up the first door into my father's psyche. Walks up. Opens it. And steps in. Do you wait out here or do you follow Tobias in?
We're gonna follow him in there. Oh, we can't just have all these beautiful cutscenes that we miss.
No.
He comes out, he's just drunk and holding his dad on his arm, and he's like, I'm so glad you told me to go in there with Bless Bloods now. Okay. You go through the very first door. The door opens up and you are now in your temple, Alona, 30-some years ago. You see a younger Tobit. His hair long, flowing below his shoulders with curls and streaks of olive and gold. His eyes at this point are a very handsome but non-extravagant, like a brown, compared to the platinum eyes that you've seen him have since you've got him out of the crystal. And he's running around, probably somewhere in his late teens, early 20s. You're seeing everyone that you remember growing up with as the heads of the temple, extremely young. Clearly younger members of the temple helping Tobit with something. And there's a knocking at the door. Everything goes deathly quiet. They stop what they're doing. They turn. They look to each other. They look to Tobit. Tobit just kind of nods. Let him in. The door opens up. And Tanin comes walking in, covered in armor, carrying his battle maul and his hood up. Pulling it back to reveal his face, somewhat still 10,000, 30,000 years old. He says,
Hello, young master, young warrior. The time has come. You and the others are being assembled. But I think we both already know how this is going to go, don't we?
yeah, I know, we talked about it. I'm the one.
Yes, you are. You're the one who's going to save the world. And I'm terribly sorry that it has to be you.
But what if I want to have a family one day? A wife and a kid and a normal job. I wanted to work in the temple.
Well, maybe you can still have those things, or maybe not. But one thing is for certain. If you don't go on this journey, there won't be a world to raise a family in.
And Tobit, as a young man, just kind of falters a bit. He sees you all in the same room with him now. Time begins to freeze. Tobias is seeing his father as a young 20-something, just a few years younger than him, maybe even around the time he became a Grand Hospitalier. And he begins to do a terrible job of choking on his tears. Tobit comes walking up. I mean, Yeah, he works in the temple, but he is definitely a warrior. You can see it all over his body. Hey, I didn't expect to see you here.
Huh?
Yeah, all of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
This guy, is this me when I get older? Who's this other guy next to you?
Ugh.
This has never happened before.
Yeah, that's...
Right? This is new territory, guys.
Hi, Tobit. Do you recognize the rest of us?
The gods I pray to every night. Your Adoraya, Hamasa, your Leofer. And of course, I mean, I may be one of the few warriors in this town, but I've done enough farming to recognize Igo when I see her.
Looking down, PJ, what do we look like?
You look exactly as you were when you were standing in the body of the gods some couple episodes back.
What? Oh my god.
This is very new. This is very new. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Got it. Okay.
What
So,
does Tobias look like?
yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah.
Looking at Tobias, you see two things. First, you see what looks like. You know, sometimes when you have like an overexposed or very slow camera shutter and you get the same image twice, it's overlaid in the photo.
Mm-hmm.
You see Tobias. But around him, you see the large olive frame, platinum scales, long gray Akkadian beard of Azamat. And Tobias has no idea.
Well, Alona's gonna do her best impression of Hamasa. And she's going to go, "Oh, yes. Well, we wanted to talk to you about the prophecy."
Yes, old man Tanin has come to me about that. Today's the day.
Right. Well, the interesting thing about that is we wanted to know how you feel about it.
Raycon just turns to Alona like...
Tobit looks over to Tobias, who's now fluctuating between Tobias and Ozma, and he goes, I mean, you know, I'm scared. It's gonna be the most exciting thing of my entire life, and it's gonna demand so much of me. You know, I know I'm supposed to be the one who's doing this, but I mean, I know there's others, and they're not even trained warriors. They're not temple elite. They're not even farmers. They're just, what, a butcher and a teacher? They go out there, they're gonna get killed. Sometimes it can't be about that I'm afraid. Sometimes it has to be about, I just gotta do it. I just gotta shut up and do it.
And Dragon, as his god, is just gonna... And you realize that means giving up everything.
I mean, it's not ideal, but maybe sometimes someone's gotta. This world's beautiful. It's got a lot of heroes and great things in it. And it's got a lot of terrible things in it.
What do you want most in life, Tobit?
I don't know. I was really hoping to maybe one day go join the Platinum Hammer and raise a family on the island and retire back to Ore, in the temple. Maybe even train a few champions and paladins and redeemers and just, send them on their way to go do awesome things. I don't want much, but I have a lot to give. So maybe this is what I do.
The gods will keep this in mind. Thank you,
Of course.
Azamat. Since this is your thing, do you want to say some encouraging words?
Tobias just kind of staring at Tobit, looks over. Oh, bloody hell. And he looks at Tobit and just kind of goes, awkwardly puts a big hand on his shoulders and just goes, "Now listen, you. Don't fuck it up. Clear eyes, full hearts. Can't lose."
You're not RuPaul, Tobias.
Who?
A fabulous person of historical context that we will get to later. Can I do something? Can I fix? I do I have any spells to inspire? That's
Does the god have any powers to inspire?
yeah. Do I have the powers of Amasa? I don't know.
No, you're still walking in your body. I mean, you have a
Okay.
connection to Masa, sure.
Okay. Well, I'm going to roll a persuasion check on Tobias.
Give me a
To-
diplomacy check.
A diplomacy. Yes, there we go. Mahooch, RuPaul's just back in the disco. You're right.
I've been keeping up in the chat. I've been seeing things like disco this, and I'm like, yeah, that's 100% legit.
Okay, you want a diplomacy? I gotta do the maths. Gotta do the math. Too bad I don't like math. 25.
25 diplomacy.
Yeah.
I think I interrupted you also too. You were doing this to convince Tobias to what? I'm sure give a better speech or.
Yes. I'm inspiring Tobias to do better.
All right. So Tobias just kind of looks at Tobit, looks back to you, and he goes, my son, please go stand in the corner. I need to talk to my god friends for just a second." Tobit just goes, yeah, no, sure thing, Azmat. Of course, whatever you say." And Tobit just kind of goes stand off in the corner, just kind of like. And then Tobias turns, looks at you, goes like, "What do you want me to say? I don't know why. I don't know what's going on here."
Neither do we.
Listen. Your father, who isn't your father yet, you haven't even been born. Your father is terrified about the fact that he's going to die. And he said all he wanted was to have a normal, simple life where he wanted to have you, and he wanted to be with you at the Platinum Hammer, and he wanted to live a normal life, but he was called away and answered to a higher power. Just like you. What would you want someone to say to you What do you want someone to say to you in this moment?
I think I know. Tobias walks over to Tobit in the corner and kind of leans in. They start whispering back and forth. And now you can see as he's over there, he's now fully looking like Azamat. You even see this little halo's not the right word, but a powerful presence, an aura of platinum light coming out of Azamat as they're talking. And they're talking back and forth. There's a lot of gesturing. Azamat puts a hand on Tobit's shoulders and just kind of, reiterates. And then Tobit says a lot of things. And Azamat stands up. Straightens his posture, I mean. Extends a hand. Tobit grabs it with both hands, puts it on his head, kisses it, and then walks over to Tanin. Time is starting to slow even more, so that Tobit himself is now kind of frozen in this moment. And Tobias comes walking back. As he does, the Azamat around him vanishes. And you can see, once the fatherly figure of Azamat wipes away, Tobias is left in tears just streaming down his face.
I think I told him exactly what I needed to hear. And, sometimes that's all we need to say. Is the things that we don't. Things that no one says to us.
I think we're done here, Tobias. You did a good job.
Yeah, you did good.
Why don't you all go on ahead? I want to stick around for a bit and see how this plays out, if I can. I don't know how this bloody door works.
Sure, yeah.
All right. You walk through, the door closes. After a few seconds, the door opens up again, and Tobias steps out. Still wiping the tears from his eyes, taking a deep breath. And once he closes the door behind him, that door vanishes. We have to do this 2 more times, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, bugger me, this is not going to be good. All right. Lead and I shall open.
Alone emotions to the second door.
Do you need a breather or anything?
Nope, Band-Aid. I'm gonna rip the whole damn thing off.
All right.
Let's just go. You walk through all at once. Door closes behind you. You see Marguerite Dominus. You see Tobit. Marguerite is wearing the most amazing gown you have ever seen. Being herself a cleric of some power and repute, she has had armor interlaid into this. So not only is it a gorgeous dress, but a functioning set of battle armor. Tobit is wearing a very handsome ceremonial outfit, probably loaned to him. And they're being wed this day. The officiants are Master Dominus and Old Man Tanin himself.
They are related!
Signing off on some of the legal documents and paperwork is, of course, Bowen Rioneg and the then head of the Platinum Hammer. With this wedding, they are giving them title, landship, and entry into the highest elite of the Platinum Hammer. There's a huge party going on currently on the Isle itself, not on Adelphon. And they get to that wonderful moment where they kind of say, hey, any doubts or second thoughts before I go through with this bad boy? Tobias is just like, is it too late to say no? Like, no, don't do it, that kind of thing.
Yes.
This is happening in his mind, Tobias. You can't really. Why would you want to say no to your mom marrying your dad?
I don't know. I'm in a very weird, vulnerable spot. I'm overcompensating and I'm defensive.
You mean you're in a weird headspace?
Hero point,
Oh.
god damn it.
Dad jokes win.
Oh no.
For everyone that's rating us, Dodgy Show, and I believe the Mandy, thank you so much. I hope you like it. Today apparently is going to be a big episode, so strap in, folks. Right. So the wedding goes through without a hitch, and now the wonderful reception. You are at the most powerful, politically neutral island in the entire world, so there is all the good stuffs, and Tobit is definitely getting into the wine. And at this point in time, his wife is saying hello to Master Dominus. You find out Master Dominus is her younger brother. And Tobit is just kind of, red-faced, just little cheery cheeks, and watching her. And that's when things start to slow down again. And he looks to both of you, or all of you, kind of turning in his chair. Hey, gods. It's me again. The guy you asked to save the world. And do so be unmade. Am I allowed to have this? Am I setting her up for failure? Am I lying to myself? Because I know no matter what happens, this only ends one way. And if I don't do it, it ends even worse. This is one of the happiest days of my life right now, and I feel selfish for having it. And I'm scared. I'm so scared. I'm uncertain of the future, and here I am, bonding myself to somebody. What do I do?
How could any of us ask you to sacrifice yourself without you knowing what you're trying to save? You must experience happiness. You must be able to live your life. Otherwise, what's the point of saving any of it?
Life
Pain.
doesn't have to be all gloom. You know that, right? You deserve to be happy. Though they might be small. Every moment is a moment, is it not? A moment that deserves to be cherished and held.
You're right, Leifer. Your tenets and stories always inspired me when I was young and always had the best messages. I guess I'm just grappling with this idea that maybe if I do deserve this, I'm going to be hurting her and everyone. I'll give them so much space to be in pain, but I'll still leave them that way.
Marguerite said yes. She knows. You've told her. She's a consenting adult. And she loves you. Let her make that decision too, before you punish your entire happiness because of the thought of ruining it.
Thank you. I've always been raised to be a man of the covenant, a man of the books, the laws, and the gods that gave them to us. And I was really blessed for that. I could have your wisdom when the time came. All right. Yes, I do deserve this. And I guess I deserve to trust that Marguerite has full acceptance of this and consent to this. I mean, it's gonna hurt her too. Oh, God. That's you guys.
Ilona is going to look at Tobias. How does he look?
He's in a glass cage of emotion right now. He is at one point thinking and feeling, and you can see this from the look on his face, that you're right. There's a bit of shame that he knows you're right, but there is still a red-faced anger, a beet red-faced anger, that he is resenting his dad right now for going into this relationship with this mother with these circumstances on the table. He's starting to now realize the reality of their marriage was doomed from the start. In his mind, you can see this clear as day. Furrowed brow and defeated posture.
Dragon's gonna walk over and put his hand on Tobias's shoulder. Don't you think that he deserved even a little bit of happiness?
No, I suppose so. Don't you think she deserved to have a husband who wasn't going to die? At least, in the manner of which he is going to?
Do you think your mother is a smart woman?
I don't know. I didn't know her very well.
All I'm saying is she knew what she was doing, and it seemed as though she wanted to spend as much time with him as she could. That's what real love is. Doesn't matter how long you get to share it, but that you get to.
Tobias turns to you all, and then he kind of leans over to Ilona. How does this work? Can I talk to only my father, or can I talk to anyone here?
It's your father's memory. So he would be the one that you're speaking with. Unless somehow anyone else in this room can see us, it's not really going to affect them. This is all through the lens of your father's mind.
Tobias just scoffs and shakes his head and walks off to his mother. And you see he's just staring at her for a moment. A few minutes pass, and then Tobias comes back, and he looks at Tobit.
You know, you deserve to be happy. And she agreed. She decided she deserved to be happy. And she chose you.
They're right. My god friends are right. They're very smart god friends, and you should keep worshipping us, or else I will smite thee. I am the great smoter. Tobit just laughs his ass off. And he just goes, okay, Azamat, sure, whatever, of course. You're the great smiter.
Can I grow an apple and throw it at Tobias?
Go right ahead. You know what? For some brevity, roll the hit with the apple here. Give me a ranged attack.
for this freaking apple.
It's a
You're in a really
31.
A 31. Okay, roll 1d4 and add your strength to it.
Oh no!
my God.
I'm actually trying to hurt him.
You're gonna like one
Alright,
shot
it's
him.
a
with
it's
this
a
freaking
1,
apple.
so 5.
5. So he's just sitting there, like, pointing at you all, kind of like absurdly, and looking at Tobit, and then wham! Who just appled me? Who appled me in my dome? You, madam. You're a dick.
It's probably tasty,
Damn, it is tasty.
though. It's probably bruised, or is that just you?
Aha. Aha. Let's get out of here. You got Kylie good.
I love how Pluto Cleric is like, I didn't know apple was a verb, but I love it.
I love Mahooch. I am the one who smotes. Alright. So, walking out of that door, as you all do, the door closes behind you, and back into the empty space, the main lobby, if you will, the door vanishes. The third door is left. Well, technically it's on the right, but it's the last door there.
Is Tobias ready?
He seems in better spirits now. He definitely seems lighter. Tender, but lighter.
Tender in the skull.
Well, that's kind of forming a nice bruise, yeah.
Are you ready, Tobias?
Yeah, last door. What could possibly be in here? I'm good.
Okay.
Going through the last door. Closes behind you. It's nighttime on the island with the Platinum Hammer. You stand in a room whose temperature, it's very warm. Oh, the way I'm going to describe this is going to make it sound like something entirely different. So just let me finish this before we jump to conclusions.
Oh, God.
I know, it's not as bad. Let me just get through it.
Okay.
The temperature in this room is warm, and there's a cloying, kind of sweaty, dry moisture to the air, if you will, almost like a... I can't think of the word right now. But in this room, there has been a lot of exertion. It's not, I guarantee you it's not that. Let me...
I know. I know it's not.
Sure, PJ. Sure. Sure.
Through the window, you can see the most beautiful starry night, most gorgeous moon. And with your passive religion and occult or arcana, any checks, you would know that this is a very auspicious day, a very special day. These stars depict a very rare event. You see the candles lit. You see a woman in bed holding something in her arms. You see a dwarven cleric of a dwarven god that makes amazing things by their bedside. And you see Tobit in full armor, hair shaved up, eyes glittering with that platinum shimmer and a halo of platinum energy now radiating from him. Sword tucked behind shield, resting on his back as he bends the knee to look at his wife and their child, Tobias. Marguerite looks to Tobit. So, our child's born this day. Yeah. He's beautiful. Tobit. chuckles back a tear. Yeah, he is. Yeah. So, what does this mean? I can't. What do you mean you can't? I can't. You can't be a father? I can't be his father. I can't be anyone's father, Marguerite. You know, this when we got married. I have to go and die soon. I can't be his father. I won't be here for that. But what are we gonna do? I don't know. You're here on the island. You have the most powerful group of clerics and teachers and soldiers. They'll keep you safe. But he needs a father. I know. And I can't be that for him. He bears your name. Then I take it from him. I don't give him my name. He the landship and title and place in the order. That can be his. It's not mine. He'll need nothing. There will be people here. There'll be a better father than I am when I'm dead. In the place beyond the Great War, there is a tidal wave coming. I have to be there to stop it. It's finally happening. I have to stop him. But what am I to do? I don't know, my love. I wish I could be here. This is the only thing I've ever wanted my entire life, and I'm not allowed to have it because I can't. I literally cannot have it. So I forsake him, and I forsake you, because if I don't, I know you'll chase me to the end of the earth. And I can't risk putting you in danger. I can't risk putting you in between me and my duty. So I forsake you, so you cannot follow me. Tobias is now seeing this, having heard through the grapevine about this day. He is now finally witnessing his father forsake him. Time begins to slow down. And Tobit is furious. As time slows down, he stands up from his wife's bedside and pounds the wall with his fist in rage, shaking the windowsill, throttling it, swearing. And he whips and turns to all of you. And I deserve this? And she deserves this? And he deserves this? We deserve this? This is our happiness? The thing we always knew was going to come? This is what we deserve now? I just forsook my only child so that he wouldn't die in the line of duty. And my wife, so she wouldn't do the same. There's no laws in the land now that will let them say that I'm their father, their wife, their husband, they're mine. God, my head's splitting in two. So what happens now? Yeah, I'm your chosen boy. I'm the one who's gonna die for you. What the fuck am I doing?
You're protecting them.
Protecting them from the end of days? The bastard son of yours? He points to Tobias. Gotta protect them from your bastard? And now I'm making my son a bastard in the process? I mean, I could have just been alone. You know? No sin and horror, and I could have been fine. You know, alone, but fine. And now I gotta leave that boy to suffer? And his mother to suffer worse?
It
When is
is
it gonna be my turn to get what I want?
It is true that you feel great loss this day. But without your wife, and without your son, what would you have to protect in this world?
I don't know. I don't know what these. I don't know how to answer these riddles. I'm sorry. I don't know.
You have every right to be angry. It's not fair. And your son will grow up. And he will miss you. And your wife will mourn you. And it will be hard. But this is not the end for you. It's not the end for your son. You have to do this. And I wish you didn't. But there is hope. There's hope in every little thing that you do. And one day, she looks at Azamat. One day your son will understand.
One day, your son will know just how much you love him. Looks again to Tobias as Azamat.
One day, you will both be written in the stars.
Razmat. Well, Dad, what will you have of your son? Of course, now it's Tobias, who is almost exhausted from all the emotional turmoil he's been going through. And everyone give me a diplomacy check right now. This is going to be a group DC. One big number. See if you can all hit it together.
Wow. A nat 20, Kylie?
Oh,
Nat
hell.
20. I used my hero point.
Yes.
Nat 20.
Hmm.
You said
Awesome.
just performance?
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Sick.
I got a 22.
I got a 34.
36.
Thank you guys for making up for how bad Dragon is at diplomacy.
Now,
I'm master drum staff. Don't worry about it.
it's my apologies. I'm sure the backlash of having emotional moments and then right into mechanics is really rough. So thank you for that, for your patience. Okay, now the number I've chosen for the three of you is a DC of 90. You had two very good 30s, but a 20?
22?
Well, that too was important because you made a 92.
Oh my god.
I did the math in my head and was very happy.
You squeaked by
Ooh.
that 2 points.
Ooh.
As you have this moment, you see Tobias look at Tobit, currently wearing the veil of Azamat in this case. He walks up, says nothing, puts two huge arms around the neck of his father, hugs the hell out of him. And you can hear the faint, breathy whisper of a tearful attempt to say, "I'm so sorry. I love you." Tobit, hearing these words from what he thinks is Azamat, has a massive breakdown back, hugs Azamat, and he says, "I'm going to make you proud." Kisses Azamat on the cheek, kissing Tobias on the cheek. He walks over to where the wife and child is. Kisses Marguerite on the forehead. goes over to little baby Tobias, kisses him on his baby forehead, and says, I'm going to save the world for you, big guy. So you don't have to. You're going to be a big, strong man. No matter what you're going to do, I'm going to be proud of you for it. And you're not going to have to do this either. I'm going to die. I'm going to be gone. But just know that I'm going to carry you with me every day. And then a fourth door in this memory opens up. Tobit rides himself, pulls out his sword, pulls out his shield, and walks through the fourth door. Now you can leave through the third door you came from.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm going.
Fourth door!
Fourth door.
Fourth door.
Number 4, my lord, 4!
The fourth door, my lord! Oh, okay, yes, peasant, yes, the fourth door, yes, we'll take the fourth.
Number
Fourth
four.
door,
Number 4!
And he's holding
You
up
go-
3 fingers.
The fourth door, my lord!
Fourth door, my lord!
Our education system sucks. It's okay. So you go through the fourth door, closes behind you. The first thing you feel is the sweet and salty sea breeze of the ocean. You see water pooling around your feet. You see then Tobit staring down a tidal wave, sword drawn, shield at the ready. You hear him whispering to himself. All right, Tobit. You literally wrestled an earthquake. Push back the damn tidal wave. Let's go. And he runs for this tidal wave and slams his whole body into it. The water recoils, but still coming down. He starts screaming and crying and swearing as he keeps pushing his body into this thing. The tidal wave starts crashing and moving and it closing and eclipsing him as he's just not done. He's not finishing the fight. People of the city come. Dragons and wormkin and people are watching Tobit fight with everything he has against a tidal wave. And then finally, the waves start to part. Coughing water out of his lungs, you see Tobit almost drowning in the standing sea, and rising from the water, a green figure clad in armor removes his helmet, rips his armor apart like simply pulling off a jacket, and Koramat comes to full form. Hello, Tobit. It's a pleasure to see you again. You have been dodging me for quite some time, and today this ends. Coughing water, barely able to get to his feet, everything's shaking. He raises his shield, raises his sword, gives one last battle cry. And then things slow down again. Tobit turns to look at you over his shoulder. Looks at all of you. Hey, I'm not gonna make it out of this one. When you see my son, tell him I'm sorry. Tell him I love him. And, I guess tell him not to forsake his kid or anything I did. Tell Marguerite I'm sorry. Tell Azamat I wish I could have done the job better. Even though I know I'm dying alone, I ain't dying lonely, right? All right, Tobit. Once more into the damn breach. Let's go. And with that, time speeds up, and he is eviscerated in seconds. And as his body begins to fail him, he keeps stabbing again and again and again at a god. And like an ice cap melting or a candle losing all of its wax, everything melts away. Koramat melts back to the soul well, and the people rush to the standing sea as Tobit melts into a cocoon of blue rock crystal, and he begins to sink to the water. With this, the only door out, the door back to the real world. Is there anything else you wish to do while you are in Tobit's mind?
I'm gonna look over at Tobias
That.
and just kind
All
of
of
like
that.
hold his hand. Because that was rough.
Wyatt holds your hand, and because it's you, Shunbus, he'll whisper this in your ears.
You know, when he said, when will he get what he wants? When will it be his turn? I said that to you. In a grip upon a bear. Gods. He really is my father, isn't he?
Seems like you two are quite similar after all.
Kind of like wrings your hand. You know, holding it. Kind of rings and he goes,
Yeah. Well, you're right. Thank you, friend. I really do need you by my side. Don't I?
Well, now that you finally admitted it, I'm glad that we've come to a consensus.
and with that, he looks at everyone else and he says, I just asked her out on a date. That's the only thing I did. I didn't say anything else at all.
She's immediately gonna let go of his hand and be like, gross.
He then stops and he goes, You're right. That's not true. Shonibus has been one of my best friends in this partnership, in this group for quite some time. She was the first person to see me cry, and now all of you have. She has been there as a great friend and confidant when I was shaken, when I was doubting myself, and now when I'm at this precipice. I've been acting like a tool and a lech and a jerk. And I'm very sorry to all of you. I never meant those things, but it didn't matter. I still said them, so I'm not saying forget them. But could you at least maybe forgive me for all of the times I was an absolute asshat?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, I was a huge bellend in season 1. Don't even worry about it.
Oh no, there were moments for Dragon. Dragon's just saying that as though, like, what do you mean? Kind of like a sarcastic smile, but Dragon has tears in his eyes too, and is kind of wiping them away while he says that.
Alona. I know I've been an absolute... I mean, you choose the word. I will agree with it. Go ahead. How have I been?
You have been nothing but yourself.
Oof, I think it's the worst thing to be called. Ooh, ouch.
Or whatever version of yourself you wanted us to see.
Thank you for tolerating me when I couldn't tolerate myself. And thank you for forgiving me, assuming that that's what all this was. Great, I'm forgiven. Great, good.
Speaking of forgiveness, Tobias, we don't need to forgive you.
We step out of here and go greet the old man. Yeah?
Follow your lead.
All right, and here we go. Now, quick check-in. 30 minutes too late. Our break was supposed to be 30 minutes ago, and for obvious reasons, we didn't quite hit that. Do you want to see this through to its conclusion, or do you want to break here, everyone? By this conclusion, I mean this last scene.
I'm gonna go with the group consensus because this is great.
I'm okay keeping going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the door closes and locks. You're now standing in the very precious room in the library. Tobit laying down, arms folded as if he's already dead, tears now long dried and cooled on his cheeks. While standing in this room, the door falls off his forehead, and he slowly gets up, confused. Did you get everything you needed? Is everything okay?
This isn't our scene, buddy.
I'm like, I'll say something if you want me to, but I don't think Dragon would say anything here.
Not asking me.
Tobias looks at you all, has a chuckle, sidles up to his dad, sits on the table next to him, puts a huge arm around him, and he says, Dad, I have been an absolute jerk my entire life. I've been rude, I've been lecherous, I've been a womanizer, I've been an absolute little shit. And I used to blame you for that. I used to blame you for that, and I used to blame the man that taught me how to be that. And it was all just a defense mechanism because I was scared. And my friends have forgiven me for my previous ways. Father, do you forgive your son for being an absolute jerk? Tobit chuckles and kisses him on the forehead. He's like, of course I forgive you for being a jerk. I have no context, but yeah, of course. It's forgiveness. It's a simple thing to ask for. And then Tobias breaks down crying into his father's chest as he wraps an arm around him and he says, I forgive you, Father. I forgive you for forsaking me as a child. I forgive you for forsaking my mother. I forgive you for leaving me. I forgive you for choosing, and I forgive you for dying. I forgive you, Father, and I am so sorry that I have to carry this burden that I have to do too. I love you. It's been a long day. Father, I forgive you, and you forgive me. Yes? Tobit says yes. I forgive you, and you forgive me. And together we will carry the mantle of this burden together. Now, the three of you see in this moment a bright light. A platinum light strikes them both in this library. And they begin to glow to a blinding platinum intensity. And you can almost hear something shatter, something break, something being freed. And as you look upon the face of Tobias and the light fades, his eyes now shimmer with a platinum shine. And I think that's a good place to take a long-needed 10-minute break. Y'all feeling, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. The first step on tempering Tobias's soul to potentially survive and break the cycle has been completed. Let's go take that 10-minute break. When we come back, everyone, hopefully it'll be a lot less Dr. Phil and hopefully more fill in the blanks. We'll see you
Listen.
soon, everyone. Hello, everyone. We are back for part 2 of episode 47. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for the raids, for sticking around, and I hope you like the rest of this episode. That being said, let's get right into it. So you are all standing now in this locked study room, holding all these amazing ancient artifacts and historical pieces, with Tobit and Tobias now with their eyes, as you know, with Osmot's platinumness. The mood is lighthearted. They are both chuckling and crying and sighing heavily. What do you all do?
Definitely want to let them have their space for that. To be completely honest, I might suggest we leave and start getting ready for our trip while they have some time alone. Honestly.
Okay.
Because as much as I love them and I want to be there for their tender moments, they deserve private time. They went through a lot.
Absolutely. Well, all right then. Assuming you all leave with Alona, or do anyone want to stick around for anything? Okay.
You
So-
want to watch?
Do you,
You want to sit there
I
in the
wanna-
corner and just
I like it when they cry.
so yeah.
Terrifying.
oh, this isn't Daltonshire.
This
Anyway.
is- okay. Yeah, so you leave. And they kind of, wave goodbye, and they'll say they'll catch up with you later. So the question is, what are your preparations? What are you gonna do? What do you want to do?
Just prepare for our trip.
Okay.
I want to get on the road. I want to leave.
Yeah.
I want to move past this.
The only thing Dragon is thinking about doing is buying a flask so he has some alcohol for moments like this.
Oh, she's gonna pass over her wine. She's like, "You'll need this. This
Yeah.
is
Yep.
high quality stuff."
Thank
Honestly, I'm
you,
surprised that Shionibus and Dragon haven't turned Alona's bag of holding into a wine cellar.
Why haven't we?
I don't
That
know.
is genius.
It
Has
has
no
really good.
oxygen. It's weather tempered and the perfect temperature all the time. It's dry.
So we should
Why
just
not?
go buy booze now for our long journey.
Yeah, that's a great plan. We are probably going to need a lot of it. And then he kind of like looks around us. But we would also be adding in a lot more flammable things with the rock.
If the rock explodes, nothing is safe, and no amount of fuel is
Yeah.
gonna make a difference. Everything's gone.
It's fair. Very fair. How does that
So
work?
technically
though?
not a factor.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, the great thing about the bag of holding is that it's a stable environment. It doesn't get shaken up. It's not like I'm not flying on a dragon, and then if I drop the bag, all of a sudden it explodes. It's a stable pocket dimension. So you can put. That's why I've been putting all of our sensitive documents in there.
Hear me out. What if we buy a second bag of holding? And then, if freaking Arbod shows up and is like, "Give me a bag of holding," he doesn't know which one he's taking.
No, continue, please. It was great.
So so what you're saying is we get 2 bags of holding, one for sensitive documents and one for our booze?
Yeah. I want the booze one, though.
That would be thoroughly entertaining.
I'm just saying, what if he takes the one with all the booze? And then we're like,
I'm gonna be honest, Oceanibus, I love you. I love you so much. Do you really think Arbod would think that you would be the one that was holding on to the sensitive documents?
I don't know.
Also, isn't that a moot point because we're just going to kill him next time we see him?
Well,
True.
we didn't last time.
I tried really hard, okay? I at least got an arm.
Here's the thing about bags of holding. They are very difficult to obtain. Right?
Well, whether they are or are not, it's kind of moot. Because you know someone who made a fortune off selling and maintaining magical artifacts and items in their traveling house.
We need to visit Isobo. Is there a point to us telling Isobo about what happened because they already know? Because they're an all-seeing entity tied to the god of omniscience?
I mean, being polite.
I feel
Yes.
like they like to hear our stories and
That's
to
true.
watch us get excited about them, yet
They
they
have
already
said
know the
that.
outcome.
You're
Yeah.
right, you're right. And Marinlay certainly also would like to hear the stories as well.
Maybe we
Okay.
can bring a pie.
Do we know what kind of pie they like?
We could bring several pies.
PJ, would I know the dessert of choice for Tezuku?
God,
That's
I'm gonna
very,
do a
very nice of you.
I'm gonna have to do a quick Google search here, but yes, go ahead and give me a society check.
Sick. Neat. 22.
I mean, I feel like you would, since, like, you grew up next door.
I technically don't even have to know, because I can just go to that dragon body and be like, dessert of Tezuku.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
I mean,
you're
that's
right.
exactly what I was thinking of doing.
Wow. Y'all.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you will be able to figure out some delicacies of Tezuku. A 22 is more than enough to know
About desserts.
regional foods and desserts. So the question is, I know
Roll for
Dragon said
speed.
everything but two. Yeah, do you want to one person? You want to get it right, Shonibus?
Sure, doesn't matter. I mean,
Okay.
if we're all going, if you're going for booze and I'm going for desserts,
And I'm going for fun.
I was like, moral support or morale support.
He hasn't been here the whole time. He's been minding his own goddamn business.
He's-
Over there.
He's just like standing like behind the three of you, going, "No, I'm right here. I never leave. Well, unless you tell me to, because I respect your boundaries."
Yeah, he was guarding us, remember?
Yeah, I was. You were
And
golden.
we know, like, that PJ can only hold one NPC focus at a time. So it can't be Tobias and Morel time. It's got to be either we focus on Morel or we focus on Tobias, and those are our token NPCs. Too
Look.
much. There's too much work for him to do, man.
No, look. Here's the. I don't mind having them in the narration. It's combat where I get sloppy. Having to run the bad guys and your NPCs is a lot to juggle. I don't mind the Punch and Judy show of me just going, "I'm NPC number 1. I'm NPC number 2." Because I think we just saw that for the past 30 minutes to an hour. But
You're very good at it. That's fair.
thank you. But that being said, hmm?
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you get bashful? Do we need to throw compliments at the GM for the rest of this episode? We have 30 minutes to throw compliments at PJ.
You can do that as much as you would like. I'm not gonna take away agency, but I do need to answer Shionibus's question about a dessert from Tezuku that she can give to Isawo.
Yes.
So feel free to message to say whatever you want. But there's a lot of delicacies from Tezuku. The one that trips off your tongue immediately, and I'm probably gonna butcher this, so I'm so sorry, is called kokoro or kokoro, one of those two. It is a commonly associated with the people of Tezuku. It's a crunchy cornmeal made from a specially designed dough comprising of sugar, water, and corn. The mixture is then rolled into desired shapes and deep fried. Spices could also be used depending on individual preferences.
Shut up, Kylie.
Is this a
I'm
kind
sorry.
of funnel cake? Like a crunchy funnel cake?
You're not wrong. It's basically a corn-based or a cornmeal-based funnel cake. Yeah. But instead of like powdered sugar, you can put like cinnamon or thyme or whatever fancy spices you want over it.
That's
You
cool.
can also put powdered sugar over it too.
Right on. Cool. I like. So are we going to this dead dragon body thing so I can get this?
Yes. Let's do that.
Cool. Awesome. Love it. Do we also need anything else while we're out? I feel like we're pretty good on rations. We
I
just
mean,
need...
unless you wanted to grab the booze now.
You're right.
So, are we hand-waving shopping and then going to Isovo's house? We should also let Tobias and Tobit know we're going to Isovo's house. Before we leave, I'm going to let the librarian, the very attractive librarian, know that we are going to pick up desserts and then head to Isovo's house, and that when Tobias and Tobit are done, they should meet us there.
Okay. The Goldfire orc gets out a piece of paper, writes all the notes down. Got it. And then proceeds to kind of like go off in his robes and let them know they're still in the alcove. You see them like pointing at things, and you see like Tobit going, "That was me!" And they're pointing at like a photo of like him and like a big wave coming over, and Tobias is like, "I know, I was there. Well, in your mind, I saw it."
Cute. Shopping!
All right.
Isovo!
So I think we wanted to hand wave that. So going into the Dragon Maw Tavern, throwing a couple gold down, obviously lets you get the magical food replicator gland, and you are able to make some kokoro on the spot. If you want to, you can make anything else and take it to go because they're not going to stop you. You already paid. So anything else while you're here?
Yeah, Dragon's gonna make a bunch of like normal food as well as like a bunch of stuff from Schwegar, and just give a smorgasbord of food to bring over.
Big party platter of Viking meal. Good. Anything else? No?
I'm bringing all the elven wine.
Awesome. Elven wine, kokoro, and an entire Sveigar feast. And then it's pop and a skip jump over to Isuo's place. You knock on the door, a few seconds pass, and then the door opens up, and there's Isuo. It is so good to see you. Come on in. I mean, I'm assuming you're not just going to drop something off on the doorstep and go.
No.
Oh,
We've lots to talk to you about. Yeah.
Come on in. Come on.
We brought food, lots and lots of food.
I am so excited. We were just about to figure out what we wanted for dinner, and this is really splendid. I really appreciate this.
Great. Brings it in.
Dessert for dinner! Yay!
Yeah, Marinle is just there going, like, she moves the goggles up from her eyes, scorch marks across her nose tells you she's already been experimenting with something else, and she's like, "What? Dessert for dinner? This is the best day ever. I'm really excited to see you all."
I still want to teach the child fireball.
It's not yet.
No!
Later.
That's so funny because Reap Psyche literally in chat goes, "Oh god, what if Dragon invents a new monk-style way of the fireball whiskey?"
The drunken magus.
The
hybrid
drunken
class.
magus.
I can see that actually being a thing, I'm not gonna lie.
I can easily homebrew that. It's not hard.
Yeah, Dragon would have to give up his gunblade at that point, though. And I
Ooh.
don't know if he's parting with that anytime soon.
That is.
But Reap Psyche asks a really cool question. Can monks multi-class with Magus and spell strike with their fists?
Yes, they can. As a matter of fact,
Oh no!
monks can multi-class. Anyone can multi-class with anyone in this game, as long as you get the multi-class archetype feat. On top of that, magus already are proficient in unarmed strikes and have an ability that lets them spell strike off the punch. The only thing is, they're not great at it. But if you're a monk with flurry of blows
You're
and
very
spell
good.
strike on the knuckles,
That's
well, it
broken.
sucks to be them, doesn't it?
That's broken. That's broken. That's wonderful. That's so fun.
That is great.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, side tangent. A little bit of levity outside of the, emotional destruction that we experienced earlier. So, unless someone wants to narrate what happened with Tobias and Tobit, please stop me. Does anyone want to narrate? Cool. Alona's just going to quickly explain in her own words to Isuo what they saw and what is going on, and explaining to them that while Isuo was so generous and preparing the pageant, while they will be away, they are going to travel to the site of what? Of what? Amal. Amal?
Yeah, the tomb of Amal.
The tomb of Amal to continue on the next step of Tobias's tempering process. Have any advice?
You're asking Isuo for advice about the tomb of Amal?
Yes. All-knowing being we love and have tea with sometimes.
They chuckle and laugh, and they say, "Thank you. I like to believe I'm pretty smart, but I do have friends and I places kind of tell me what's going on. Any advice to the Tomb of Amal? Get really good at memorizing the Martyr's Prayer. Because you're going to have to bind that young man's soul to that prayer in there. And because nothing can be easy, there will be a test that you all have to pass.
All of us?
Yes. Yes. In the center chamber, where you have to dedicate your blade and your soul to the martyr's prayer and the cause, there are a lot of objectors. And they like to see if you really have what it takes, and they will come at you.
So basically, we need to defend Tobias while he's going through the thing, right?
Yes. If he finishes up the prayer and they're still coming, I mean, of course he's allowed to join the fight.
Yeah, if we're gonna be fighting a bunch of stuff, I'm gonna need a nap.
Yeah. How did Tobit do it alone?
You see Iswell kind of, their eyes seem to trail into the distance for a bit, almost like they're hearing someone whisper in their ears, and they go, he prayed. And he did his best. He couldn't do it. He was able to bind himself, but he fled the tome before he could finish the fight.
Is that why he didn't die?
In the fight against the Green King?
Yeah.
So, the thing that everyone else has forgotten about going up the Green King is that he has been mismanaging some very powerful energies from a different plane. Half the time in fighting, he tries to reap their souls in the middle of combat. Tobit lost, but his soul was tempered, so he wasn't going to the soul well with Koramat, but his body was dying. And since Koramat's anchor, for lack of a better word, is in the soul well when he was inevitably killed in the conflict, he just reformed in the world of the dead, and that's why the cycle continues. Most people who don't finish the tempering just die immediately when they fight him. It wasn't pretty, but it's what it was.
Okay.
What's wrong? You seem upset.
No, it's not upset. I suppose confused. But that's not a bad thing. There's a lot of things in this life that are very confusing.
There is. Tempering is a process for the soul, not the body. Tobit barely got through it. but he wasn't enough to physically overcome it. Unfortunately. I mean, you saw him. Well, okay, he's not dead. From what I've seen, he's doing much better now. But there was a time where he was dying, and if it wasn't for the people of Dragon's Grave, he would have been dead.
Were the people of Dragon's Grave the one who summoned the Son of Half?
Yeah. The people of the city summoned Half, pleaded him to save the hero that saved them, and they worked together to seal him in the blue rocks of Half.
Oh.
Wow.
It's their way of saying thank you for actually having someone at least do this much for the cycle. Otherwise, he would have just perished.
Wait! Wait, though! Okay, hold on! But they summoned this thing to pull him underwater and then left him there?
Yeah, you're not going to put his body on display. That's crude.
Oh, these fishermen are just fishing, going like, yeah, there's a guy down there.
I mean, how many times have you passed by a mausoleum and said, there's a guy in there?
Oh,
But the mausoleum doesn't have see-through walls.
yeah, but everyone in the mausoleum's dead.
They chuckle and like, you're right, they are dead.
Anyway. Well, now that you're all caught up and you've given us some advice, we really appreciate it, Isobo. I want to thank you for doing all this for us. I know that intrinsically you know you're doing it because perhaps there's a greater good or something because you can see everything, but it still means a lot.
Of course. I would be a terrible host if I didn't help out those people that were coming to my house. You don't just give your hospitality once. You give your hospitality every time.
I mean, I hope that you wouldn't necessarily do that for people who weren't nice, but
I'm no fool. If someone comes to my door talking mess and trying to get in my way, they won't be for long.
we brought snacks.
And that's how I know you're good people. You have given me food.
And we definitely appreciate all the help you've given us so far. Like, I mean, if you didn't help us move around, we would be, like, still be traveling to, what was the ship, the dragon ship that you guys crashed in the ocean?
Oh. Yes, the old castle of General Korokos.
Yeah, we'd
That's
still be
right.
traveling to that one.
Fair. Yeah. Anyway, when are Tobias and Tobit showing up?
Out of character, out of whatever. I thought you were just going to get like a few bags of holding a dip. Do you want them to come travel with you? I'm assuming you're going to be using the house to travel somewhere? This is out of character.
I thought we were meeting up at Isuo's place and then going to the crypt / tomb of Amal.
Yes. And so there might have been miscommunication. So to clarify, you're using the house to teleport to the closest location to the Tomb of Amal, or are you going to fly?
Oh, we can do that? Then we're totally gonna do that. I thought this was the closest location. Oh yeah, let's travel. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah, because you're on the Acadian continent, and Dragon's Grave is on the southernmost shelf of the south coast, and Acadia is the northmost part of the entire continent. It's a schlep, to say the least.
Okay, yeah. So we'll fast travel, and then we'll hop on our magical beasties and fly the rest of the way.
All right. So they show up. Isuo meets Tobit, and he gives him a great big hug. I'm sorry, they give him a great big hug, and Isuo is like, "The hero of the 8th. It's so great to see you." And Tobit just goes, You don't have to do that. It's okay. And Isuo's like, no, no, really, it's important. You should hear thank you for everything you did. Nothing that you did was easy, so thank you.
Have they met Tobit before, or do they just know them because they're all knowing? Got it. Okay, cool.
Flash forward, skip ahead. Twist of the keys, opening the door, and you are now standing in. And they warned you beforehand. One of the major bazaar epicenters of Acadia Central.
Oh no.
Isuo opens the door and they say, now, before you go out there, just a little heads up. You want to get the closest location, the Tomb of Amal in the Acadian Mountains. Well, it just so happens the closest location, the Tomb of Amal in the Acadian Mountains, is Acadia. So, everyone here, welcome to Morel's hometown. And you just see Morel just kind of stiffen up. All right. Haven't been home in like 3-4 years. 5 years.
You have really good cloaks.
You ask Isuo if they have really good cloaks?
Yes, do they have really good cloaks? Because Morel was banished.
Oh.
Isuo stops for a bit. I happen to have some magical cloaks that will protect you for a time. I can do something else. It's a lot more drastic, but it will protect you for longer. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to be vague on this one.
How long is it going to take us to get out of the city?
To get out of the city?
Yeah. Will the cloaks be enough, or do you think we need this?
Well, the cloaks will probably be enough. It's just really any of the court champions or the court wizards or sorcerers that may pick up on magic energies just randomly gallivanting through the city.
I forgot Acadia hates religion and magic.
Well, only this one emperor and every other emperor or king that has taken the name of Nimrod. It's kind of their thing. Whenever a king rises up and takes the title of Nimrod, it's usually on a very aggressive anti-religious stance. But only the Nimrods. Everyone else is fine. Just so happens we're in the 14th Nimrod, so...
It's a weird name.
Isuo, what did you have in mind?
Well, I can go and find the cloaks that can help you blend in, be very stealthy, make you invisible, or I can do something else. Unfortunately, again, I'm not at liberty to tell you what, for very, very good reasons. But
I mean,
just...
I feel like she's gonna look at the party. We trust them enough to be vague.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. If we're going to do this, okay. Alona looks at Morel. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah. I've been preparing myself to come home. And we're not staying here, so no matter what, I'll be okay.
Okay, so let's do this.
They close the door, pull out the key, put it on their hip. They walk to the back where their golden door is, and they open it and they close it behind them. Some time passes. Minutes, 10, 20, 30 minutes pass. Almost reaching about 45 minutes to an hour before eventually the door opens up. Isuo sighs, closes the door behind them, comes up to you all. All right. While you are in Acadia, you will be persona non grata, you will be untouchable, you will be left alone. You'll be free to pass, but not free to stay. Of course, you are free to buy anything and take any other hospitality offered to you, of course. But that's it.
Isawa, where did you go?
Like I said, I have to be vague about this. One day, when everything is at its worst, I will give you this knowledge. But for now, I cannot.
So we don't need any cloaks, anything. We can just walk around freely?
Yep.
Okay.
Remember, you can't stay here. You can accept any hospitality, buy anything you need, but you have to leave.
So no naps in Acadia.
No naps. No naps in Acadia.
All right.
Which is a shame because they have some of the most amazing beds. It's such a tragedy.
Well, I guess we better get going then. Thank you, Isoo, as always.
Of course. They open the door, and they gesture outward. Taking your first step into Acadia is like stepping into a dream. It is beautiful. The houses are gorgeous, massive. You see houses built onto houses, families sharing their land and their homes with other families. You see food being given freely to both the homeless and the warriors passing by. You see this street almost made of gold with this amazing stone. You see beautiful statues, hanging gardens, floats in the center of the walkways, beautiful food and flora and rushing waters all over. You see massive animals from all over the world thriving here. And one, large shield and spear guard comes walking up. Hello. I was given orders to observe from a distance. You are the ones leaving Acadia, yep?
Yes.
Yeah, that's us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, welcome to Acadia. Pleasure to have you. And be safe. My man and I will be watching from a distance. If there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask.
Do they notice Morel?
They do. And once they look at him, they make very sure they look away immediately. And they refuse to acknowledge his presence. Morel just kind of sighs. That's actually better. I'm shunned here. If they were to be presenting a different emotion, that might be dangerous.
Right. Well, there's no time to dawdle. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
You lead, I follow.
I'm just very much wondering what Iso had to do to make this happen.
Well, as you ponder that, this is where we're going to end episode 47, season 2 of Edge of Legends. The heroes have now finally set foot for a little while in the city of heroes, the nation of tomorrow, Acadia, and it is tense as Morel has kind of a dicey past with his home country. But from here, we're going to go to the Tome of Amal next week. So let us say our goodnights and our goodbyes, starting with Kylie. Kylie, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, I'm Kylie, or I go by Kai. It really doesn't matter at this point. You can find me at Kai's Wonderful Life all over the internet, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. When I'm not here, I do have a couple of projects in the works that I'm not quite sure if I know I'm allowed to talk about yet, but you might see some familiar faces on one of them and whatnot. So yeah, kind of stick around. I have some content coming up on Instagram that should be posting very soon from a recent trip I had in Utah. So stick around for that, and yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Sidney. Sidney, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello! This is the correct, exit. Hi, my name is Sidney. Yeah, I go by Sidney Rubino all over the internet. That's Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can find me everywhere. I do a little bit of everything on each of those platforms. So if you'd like things, follow me, I guess. When I'm not here with these amazing people on Wednesdays, on Friday, Wes, Randy, and I are on a show called Grave Haven on Q Times. That is 7 p.m. PST. That's a Southern Gothic campaign. That's it's pretty dark. It gets pretty dark. But if you like me and Wes and Randy and dark things with a little bit of levity, come join us over there, 7 p.m. PST. As always, I have more stuff that I'm working on, but I can't talk about it yet. So just like, I don't know, keep an eye out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time. Thanks for being here.
Yay. Next up, we have Wes. Wes, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hi, everybody. I'm Wes at Wes_IRL on all of the internet thingies. Yeah, like Sidney said, you can find us Fridays on Grave Haven, which is a blast. Play a very different character, so if you enjoy very dark and spooky things, join us over there. And as always, here on Wednesdays for chaos. Always chaos.
Oh, that just leaves little old me. Hi, my name is PJ Megaw. You can find me all over the internet at PJ Megaw, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Come find me, come friend me, and let's have fun. And when I'm not here with these amazing legends, you can find me at other places, actually. Today, the Queen's Court Games Vampire the Masquerade podcast, the All Night Society, has just come back from a break. So the first episode was released, yesterday. So you can go on Spotify and check that out and hear my voice as Alex Scott. There's so many more projects I'm going to be working on with them and some other people and some more projects here, some other things, and we'll let you know about that when we can. That being said, everyone that rated and stuck around, I want to say thank you so much for giving us a chance. To all my amazing players, thank you so much for going through all that amazing role play. Y'all were incredible. And everyone that stayed in the chat, y'all were incredible too. So without further ado, let's figure out what our raid cry is going to be, as we're going to be raiding the Hero Zone. Unfortunately, Paul Dances, I think, is asleep.
They started streaming earlier tonight, so I think they ended around the same time we did.
That's fair, that's fair, that's fair. So what should our raid cry be?
Trauma.
Trauma.
Great question. What up, legends? I mean, I just love when Mahooch and Shemp shout that in our chat, so I think it would be really good if we could shout that to other people's chats too, because everyone
True.
is a legend.
All right, well, let's shout that as well. So without further ado, I didn't put it in. I didn't do the thing. Hold on. Oh, the Z is capitalized. What is wrong with me? There we go. All right, everyone. Today's been a fun night, a hard night, but a fun night. Without further ado, we're going to be raiding. Nope, the raid now button hasn't popped up yet. There we go. We're going to be raiding in 3, 2, 1, go.
Bye-bye.